to Secular Soup. Stay tuned for real talk about atheism, feminism, politics, parenting, and whatever the fuck else Amy and Amy want to talk about, because this is their show. And get ready for a whole lot of motherfucking profanity.
You want to hear a secret?
I won't tell anybody. Go ahead. If I sit next to you, I'm going to get gonorrhea. It's going to jump into me. Just two ladies hanging out.
Is it okay for me to make fun of his neck waddle if I make fun of my own neck waddle?
I'm not sure.
That's a real ethical conundrum.
Would you know if you were born a lizard person, or can you be like adopted into the...
I think you know.
You're such for...
Buckle up, bitches. It's time to have some soup.
I'm Amy with an I.
And I'm Erin with an E.
Oh my gosh. So I accidentally muted it instead of just strolling it down, and that's the whole thing. So.
You're fine.
Yeah, I am very bad at what I do.
You're not.
Super professional. That's great.
Ew.
It's a great show. Welcome. We're just two blueberries floating in a bowl of tomato soup.
Here we are. And it's spooky season.
Spooky. It's October.
Mm-hmm.
I just watched a creepy show. It's on Netflix. It's Archive 81. It was super creepy.
Oh.
It's very creepy. It's like found footagey.
Oh, I do love a little bit of found footage.
I like found footage stuff. I do.
Mm-hmm.
I like horror. I like scary movies, but yeah. That one was super fun. It's I think there's like 9 episodes or something, and it's
okay.
It's good.
That sounds interesting.
Well done.
Have you watched No One Will Save You yet?
Oh. Where's that?
You should.
Okay.
HBO Max or Hulu. I can never remember. One of those two.
Okay.
But you should. And we'll talk about it after you see it, because I will say nothing else.
Okay. And Barbarian. Is that a movie or a show?
It's a movie.
Okay.
And yes, Barbarian we have discussed.
So good.
That was a good one. You know, I just watched The Cabin in the Woods, which is not new by any means.
I love that movie.
Oh my God, it was so good. I was like, where have I been?
Yeah.
This was so fun.
It's such a great movie.
Yes. And so, yeah,
I do like that one a lot. That one's very funny.
I made my oldest son and his boyfriend watch it with me.
Yeah.
I was like, you got to watch this, because I had watched it with my boyfriend, and I was like, oh my God, this was so good. How did I not know about this? Yeah. And then I made them watch it.
I saw that years ago. And then I watched Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Have you seen that one?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one's classic. And then I was trying to get my son to watch it, and he was like, nah. So.
That's what they do.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. I just sent an I like you text to someone, and they responded, your makeup looks festive. So
thank you.
It's probably a little too pushy right now, but maybe, I don't know. Just how hard is it to say I like you too? Anyway.
It's not, but that's another podcast.
That's a whole other podcast about men and their inability to human sometimes.
I don't know. Relation.
Yeah, I don't know.
Trying to break in.
Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously. So yeah, we're going to talk about parenting.
Yeah.
Today, and aliens.
I'm really looking forward to seeing how this is going to tie together. Like, I mean, it's completely feasible that they would, but I'm really just looking
sure they will. Why won't they?
I know. That's what I'm saying. Okay, I want to try something really quick.
Okay.
I have this light in here. Oh,
okay.
God. Okay.
See? Mood light.
Okay, there we go. Okay, I feel a little better. I was feeling really like dark there for a minute.
I can go lighter or
no, you're good.
Lower, but I kind of like the glow. Like
yeah, yeah. I was like, okay, now I know. Okay, yeah, nope, I like this.
Nate, you look great.
Thank you. I was just like, I just noticed it. I was like, I'm gonna. There we go. Okay, done. This is what happens when you use your boyfriend's setup. You're just like, I'm afraid to touch anything.
I have a ring light. That's what I have.
There's one of those up there, but it's very warm, and this one is the cooler light. But whatever.
Yeah,
anyhow, that's not what we're talking about.
Yeah. So parenting. So you
parenting.
It's fun. It's really, really fun.
That's a word. That's a word. I was saying, just the other day to somebody, I was like, raising children right now is an experience.
It's a lot.
Yeah. And I imagine it's a lot for people who aren't in the same situation as I am, where, you went through the schmishmore say that I can't say, even though I didn't really because I was never married, but same
Yeah.
difference. And do the split custody thing and all of that.
Yeah.
But people who aren't doing that, I'm sure, are in the same boat.
I'm sure it's really hard.
Yeah, because it's
It's
wackadoodle
just
out
hard.
there.
And I don't have a good relationship with my co-parent, as we've discussed. And my child aged out, like turned 18. And so, of course, I sent a text, saying, hey, now this child's 18, so that means child support's going to go down, blah, 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 blah. And as I don't know if you know, like, because he kept taking me to court over and over again, so I pay him child support because apparently he needs it for some reason. So
Okay.
I asked him, what's the amount? And he came back to me. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's not the number I have, but I know you need it, so I'll go ahead and pay you the higher amount. And he was like, super offended and said, I don't need it. I was like, then why'd you take me to court 5 times until you got child support?
Yes.
So
Make it make sense.
Yeah, explain it to me like I'm a stupid person. And he didn't respond. So today, actually Thursday morning, I was like, dude, I'm sick. I can't have the kids over for dinner tonight. Can they come over sometime this weekend? I didn't get a response at all. So I was like, okay, I made my weekend plans. I did other things. I, scheduled recording for tonight. And then my son said, hey, we're on our way over. I was like, oh, no, you're not. Absolutely not. You do not just show up without your father responding to my text. And so I texted him, you really need to respond to my text, which he did not respond to. I was like, I have other things that I need to do, and I have other jobs that I have to work around my kids' schedule. And of course, I don't get a response to that. So that's what I live with. He just never responds to me, and then sues me.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, I always say I have a similarly rocky relationship, and I won't dive into that too much because it does not need that kind of attention. But yeah. So sharing kids, it's
well, I didn't want to dive into it too much, just the fact that he's like ignoring my text all the time.
Yeah, the communication leaves a lot to be desired.
Well, and they kept telling us in court that we should get on that
app,
the court mandated app thing. And he's like, well, I can't afford it. And they're like, well, do you promise that you'll respond to her? And he's like, I swear I'll do it. Every single time we would go to court, he would swear up and down that he would absolutely respond to me and reply to me every time. And here we are.
Yeah. That there's like a track record.
I'm talking to air.
Yeah. I can prove that you are not answering me.
Yeah. So parenting is super fun, especially when you don't have that common ground. Like you can't be on the same page.
Yeah. Yep. Nope. And it's so, and for myself, I really try to focus on like the time that I do have my kids, being very like, positive, and I'm very mindful about what I say and all of and it's because grown-up problems are not their problems.
Exactly. Even when they ask me point blank, I'm like, I'm sorry, it's not for you.
Yeah. Yep.
It's not for you.
Like,
when they become an adult, I tell them that they are welcome to ask me, but none of them have asked me because they don't want to know, and that's fair.
Yeah. So, totally. Yep. We call it tall talk in our house, which is hilarious because everyone's taller than me in my house. Well, almost. The 10-year-old isn't quite there yet, but it's coming. But yeah, so then it's kind of, that's the thing. It's like, no, this is not going to be your worry right now. And so like my oldest, I have 2 boys, they're 16 and 10, and they're great. Love them. And my 16-year-old had recently shared that, like he was struggling with some stuff. He wanted to, opt to stay at my house versus go to his dad's house, which he's allowed to do at that age. And then he also shared a lot about his mental health and, like for his privacy, I won't go super specific into that. But so I, made a referral because fortunately in the area where we live, we have mental health services that are offered at the school so they can have therapy. Yeah. Like during the school day. And it doesn't require me to, take time off of work and drive him somewhere else and get him out of school and then bring him back and all
Mhm.
of that. It's really fantastic. Um, and so, we got that set up and did all of the whole, diagnostic assessment or comprehensive evaluation if you're in the field. And did all of that. And that's great. So he's just starting that right now. And so I don't, like have some big grand, here's how I'm super pro therapy no matter what,
Me
but this
too.
is all still super new. But the thing that, when I reflect on it that I'm super proud of is the fact that he's able to identify the way that he feels
Mhm.
and be able to say, "Hey, I need help and I need something more than like what I'm able to do right now because here are the coping skills I'm using and they're not working." And this is just really kind of taking over like my thought process. And I just was really like, that was a proud mom moment. That was a warm heart moment because I was really happy he
Yeah.
was able to do that because trying to raise children with functional emotional IQs in the world that we live in is something else. And I also think that the young people are like badass and awesome.
I
And so
agree.
I love that as well. But yeah, like it goes against I think like a lot of the things that we were when I say we, I mean you and I, but also like people of our generation, like we didn't have that example for us. And so
We
we're kind of
absolutely did not. No.
no,
If
no.
my dad had a problem, he scraped it off with a hammer. I don't know. Like everything was just bashed,
Hmm.
you
Yeah.
know?
Or, I remember that I remember my parents like arguing in their bedroom and they didn't argue in front of us, which, hey, I get that. I get not
Parent.
arguing in
Yeah,
front of the kids. But then I also was really never modeled like,
uh,
cohesive problem solving in relationships.
exactly.
And so then, that was a whole learning curve there as an adult as well. But yeah, so that like it feels like completely uncharted territory and I'm just stumbling in and trying to do the best job that I can.
Well,
And
therapy helps,
yeah.
and you'll have meetings with them, and it helps.
Mhm.
Um, my kids they're all in therapy, and
Mhm.
it's awesome. I made sure it was in the decree that they went to therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he acts like it's his idea now, but they still go to the therapist that I found for them.
Mhm.
Um, so, but yeah, it's good. It really, you can tell the difference.
Oh,
It's
definitely.
my my 18. He just turned 18. He's like, so working doing trauma work while you're trying to go to school is really hard. I was like, doing trauma work when you're trying to do anything
Yes.
is
And
really hard.
yeah.
Like I can't even function sometimes when I'm working through trauma and
Yeah.
I have to function. So there's some
Yeah.
days where I leave therapy and then go pick up my kids and I have to switch into mom mode. And it is
Mhm.
so incredibly hard
Yeah.
because
I
all I want to do is cry.
yeah. I do therapy in the morning before work, which is also not the world, but,
What can you do?
yeah, because it's either before work or, leave work early, and then, yeah, have
Right.
to switch into mom mode. There's really no way
Right.
around
There's
it.
no way around it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I work super, super early, so I go to therapy at like 4. And
Yeah.
so it's after work, but it's and then I go get my kids.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
and
not
yeah, so I do
easy.
my own therapy too, and so,
I
yeah.
it's such a good example because I don't remember my parents never went to therapy.
Oh, yeah, no,
We
neither
never
do
saw any of that.
mm-mm,
We never talked about, you know, our feelings or
mhm.
what we've learned or struggling or
Yeah, everything that was difficult was like a deficiency. I remember my mom telling me that if I didn't get because in elementary school, we had like the grades where you got some grades for your classes, like health and math and all of that, but then for like your behavior, you got like satisfactory,
yeah,
exemplary, or needs work or whatever it was. And
yeah.
I remember because I was so daydreamy, like I was so bored in school
Me too.
and just distracted. And
I
so
would read. I would sit and read. I had books.
yeah, if I could read, I would have read all day in school. That would have been delightful.
Mhm.
But yeah, and so then I remember my mom telling me when I was in the 6th grade that if I didn't get all satisfactories on my report card, that she was going to have me assessed, which was like terrifying because there's so much stigma attached to that. Like, I already had to do like the oh god, I can't remember what like title 1 or 9 or something. I don't know, the math because I took stupid math all my life because math and I are not friends.
Yeah.
I know you and math are friends, so I'll be cool.
Not
But
really.
like,
I took bad math all through high school.
yeah,
I didn't know how to do math until college. I taught myself how to do math.
Ugh, I couldn't even do that. But
No, I went back to the 0 zeros. I didn't get credit for it,
oh yeah.
I went back. I went all the way back, and I kept taking them until I got it.
Oh wow. And then you're like, okay, here we go. I can do this. Yeah, I did not do that. I just was like, nope, if I can avoid math, I will.
I could not. I can't avoid math for my degree though.
Yeah,
so,
no, you can't. You can't. But yeah, so but just that little like, hey, we're gonna have to get you assessed was like, even though at the time, like I didn't, realize like, what that would mean. It was just, it was something that was gonna other me.
Yeah.
And yeah, and in school where I already felt pretty like outcasty and all that stuff. And like the joke of words were my friends before people is also reality. And so I was like, I did not want that. So I remember I just like busted ass to be able to get those satisfactories on that next report card. So that way I didn't have to do that. But that's kind of like the example that comes up in my head with how like of what we were given, and that it was like a negative and you didn't talk about it. You didn't want people to know about it. And no, there's no struggle here ever. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Everything's great all the time. And it's not. Like totally not.
Yeah.
And so
Scout.
I know, she's just going wild.
I know, it's so funny.
Oh. But yeah, so that's, so trying to like not undo that, but like be the opposite of that is like, I don't know. I think I'm trying. Like there's
Yeah, it's really hard.
Yeah.
Basically, you just talk to them and be a safe place for them
Mhm.
and just listen. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
We play a lot of Jackbox, and my kids
Oh,
are
that's
allowed to
fun.
have like horrible, horrible jokes.
Mhm.
And a lot of their jokes are how unfunny their mom is, which I don't think is very funny. No.
And you're hilarious. So
I try to tell them I'm a cool mom. They don't get it.
yeah.
They have no idea.
I know. I tell them, I'm like, I'm a cool mom. That's
Trust.
what I tell my oldest. I'm like, I'm not meant to be the mean mom, like this strict, super disciplining mom. So I'm like, please make other choices so that I can be the cool mom.
Please let me be cool.
Right? Come on.
Oh man. Yeah. So yeah. So the other no, I'm not gonna say that. No, I try to tell them, I'm like, you have no idea. Like, people like me. And they're like, sure, mom. Okay. I'm like, God damn. They're so mean.
They
They're
are.
so mean.
Oh yeah. They're totally mean. Mine are the same way. I literally just text, why are you so mean to my kid the other day? And he was just in a mood and it was fine. But, through that kind of what you said, like, being like listening, letting them express themselves and how they
that's all you
feel
can do.
and being that safe space. Like that's what I try to do. And
Mhm.
I had one of those like payoff moments this weekend because I went,
I love it.
I had to get my nails done because they were growing out real bad from being gone. And so then I was like, I got to get these under control because I can't type to save my life because my nails are getting too long. And so I went and did that. And then a friend of mine was there and we were talking. And suddenly she's waving over my shoulder. And I was like, who are you waving at? And as I'm turning around, she goes, it's your kid. And so here's my 16-year-old with his whole gang of friends up in the nail salon. And I was like, what are you doing here? And he was like, we were driving around and we saw that your car was here. And so we decided to come in and see my mom. And just like gave me a hug. And like, so he just came by because he saw that my car was there.
That's so cute.
Yeah. And I was like,
that's very cute.
Oh my God. I gave him $20. Like, I never am like, oh, here, have money. But apparently, if you come to me in the nail salon and overwhelm me with cuteness and sentimentality, I will hand you $20. And that's where it is. But it was really cool too to be like, oh, that was one of those moments where it's like, you see all of these hard conversations and holding these boundaries, with the expectations that we have for the kids while also giving them room to stretch and explore and to set their own limits and boundaries of where their, window of tolerance and capacity is paying off. Because it's just a great big, like, it's not even like a balancing act. It's like spinning those plates in the air. Like, and it's just all of the spinny plates.
It is really hard. And there's always, and so you have to be almost a different person for every kid too.
Absolutely.
because they all need different things. Like I have a really touchy kid, and then I have a kid that just wants to sit there and show me memes, and then I have a kid that wants to watch YouTube videos with me.
Yeah.
And I have, one person wants to talk about this, and one person wants to talk about this, and one person just wants to lay on me all the time and then make me watch her do mermaid shows in the pools. It's they're all different, and
Yeah.
I try to give them all. I don't know how I had an extrovert, but I did, and she wants to go out with me all the time, and it's exhausting. But I did. I had an extrovert, so
Yeah.
it's
No.
wild. So that's what I'm learning is I have to go to urban air sometimes because that's what my kid really needs, and I hate that place from the bottom of my heart.
I'm so sorry.
Do you have urban airs there?
No, I don't know what that is.
Oh, you're lucky. It's actually a delightful place, but it's a giant kid place that has trampolines.
Oh, okay.
And obstacle courses, and then above the whole place there's a zip line that you can ride across the whole place, and
fun.
it's awesome. But yeah, I don't want to be there on like a Saturday afternoon.
Oh gosh, no.
But or Sunday afternoon. I told her to choose Sunday instead of Saturday because I didn't want to be there with all the church kids. I wanted to go on Saturday morning or Sunday morning when all the kids were in church. And she went with her friend who's Jewish who went to church the day before. So we're good. She had Hebrew school. She was like, I'm done being a Jew. Now I'll come. So funny.
Like, all right, we're cool. Let's go.
Yep. God and I are good. And now I'm going to go to urban air.
Yep. I have punched my card with the Lord. I will go jump on a trampoline now.
It was really fun. But it was time to leave when my 13-year-old daughter was like, do you see that scrumptious man over there? I was like, time to go. Time to go.
That is our cue to leave.
She was like, he's 16 and I don't think that's too old. I was like, I just saw him shove a kid.
Oh my gosh.
We are not calling kid shovers scrumptious. We are not.
Red flag. Reddest of flags. My Lanta. My kid just loves to try to make me uncomfortable. And then I
have no limits. I have no limits on. They know they can't do that. They literally.
Yes.
There's nothing they can do. I have no. My tolerance level for embarrassment is very high.
Yeah.
And they will embarrass themselves, embarrassing me.
Oh yes. Although there was one time that my oldest did talk to me in a Barack Obama voice all through the grocery store, and that wore on me after a while.
That's hilarious.
It was so funny because everything started with Michelle, and then he would go on like, stop, I can't take anymore. And
what's a grocery store?
Right? Cub food. And it was just one of those, like, he doesn't always want to go. He's like, can I come with you? And I was like, okay. And I paid for it. Insanity.
So my daughter, so she likes to go out with boba. She likes to go for boba with me like once a week. I know boba's great, but she likes to have it once a week or so. And last time we went, she's like, I brought my own money. I was like, you don't have to pay for your own boba. It's fine. She's like, no, Mom, I brought my own money. I was like, okay. Are you sure you want to pay for it? She's like, yeah, I brought my own money. And she brought her own money because she wanted to buy two and mine. Because she saw this TikTok about this girl that couldn't decide which boba to get. So she got both of them and she's wanted to do it ever since.
Oh my gosh.
So she got two. She's like, I can't decide. And she got them both. And then she got mine. It was so fun. I was like, Charlotte, are you okay? And she was like, yeah, I'm fine. I was like, okay, whatever. Her dad has
right.
I was like, oh my God.
What a goof, but that's so sweet.
It was really sweet, but I was like, are you sure? She's like, yes, Mom, it's fine.
Yes, Mom, it's fine. I love that. That's so cute. And I also flippin' love boba, so.
It's good. I got the poppin' boba this time. I usually don't get the poppin' boba, but I like poppin' boba.
No. I like the tapioca.
The tapioca is good. I like them all, but the popping sometimes, I don't know. It's like
yeah. I can only do it sometimes. But I had like it was a jasmine green tea with peach and watermelon with the tapioca boba in it. And it was amazing. But I usually lean for I get the taro milk tea with the
Mhm.
tapioca, and I love that too.
That's what she gets. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so good. I don't
It is.
blame her. We could be
Very good.
boba besties. Me
She
and
would
Charlotte.
love
Mhm.
that. Although, so Amy met her. Amy had met all my kids when she came down here last January.
Mhm.
And my kids were all lined up and they were like, my middle son, of course, it was my middle son. He just turned 18. He's like, so which one of you is the funny one? And both of us, of course, were like, I am. And he was like, that was a trick question. It was a trick question. It's neither of you. And we were both like,
Oh.
oh. And Amy was like, why are your kids so mean? I was like, because they have me as a
Because they're
mom.
my kids.
I've been trolling them from the moment they were born. Like, what do you expect?
As you should. You know, of all of the hardships of parenting, trolling your kids is one of the few perks that you have, and you need to just embrace it.
Yeah, seriously.
Yes, I love it.
So
I made mine come home and clean up poop in the yard today. How's that for trolling?
not from your kids, right?
No, from the dogs.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because
I hope not.
this is a parenting episode, not a
Yeah.
dog episode.
Okay,
Just kidding. There they
there
go.
went my dogs.
So recently this week, I watched that Encounters documentary on Netflix.
Yeah,
This has nothing to do with parenting. It does
No.
not. It does not go together.
this is not good segue. Good.
It is not a good segue. No, I have no segue. But I am someone who's always been kind of like, I don't really think so. It seems bullshit. It seems like bullshit. I watched that documentary and I was like, holy shit, I think I might kind of believe this now.
I'm not like, hardcore conspiracy theorist, but I'm
Me
like, man,
neither.
the universe is way too big
That's
for us
the
to be the
problem.
only things.
And
Like,
they have things like 62 people saw the same thing and stuff
mhm.
like that. Like that's not two.
No.
That
No.
is a large number of people
That
to
is.
witness, even though memories are fallible, and
They
I
are.
understand there's groupthink and I understand things like that, but 62 times
Yeah. Like, come on.
kind of, and then there's one dissenter. And he's
Hmm.
like, I made it up. It's a lie. It's like, did you, dude? Did you?
But did you?
Or do you just want to be cool and on this documentary?
Mhm.
Like there's a professor at Harvard. He's dead now. There was a professor at Harvard in psychology that started interviewing people. I can't remember his name. It's a really easy name. It's like Cook or something. I don't know. But so he started interviewing people that had abduction stories.
Encounters.
Yeah. It's like 4 episodes or something. So, but there's this psychology professor that he's kind of like a thread through the whole thing. But he started interviewing people who had abduction stories because he was coming at it from a scientific perspective to disprove it or show which mental illness it had. He came at it from a skeptical scientific perspective.
In an attempt to debunk it.
And he met with hundreds and hundreds of people. And he said, none of these people have underlying mental illness. None of these people show signs that they are lying. All of these people are showing trauma signs. And he believed it. He started writing books on, And then Harvard tried to take away his tenure because they were like, you can't teach psychology, which is hard science, and then believe in aliens, which I also understand. But the fact that all of these people convinced him kind of makes me think, what did he see? You know?
Yeah. And that's like telling someone they can't teach a hard science and believe in God.
I think it should be exactly the same. I don't think any science professors should be Christian, but that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, like you can't write him about aliens if you let other people go to church on Sunday. Like, same diff.
Honestly, yeah.
Anyhow, yeah. So my beef with Harvard tenure practices aside, but no, I don't know. Like, I laugh a lot at like the TikToks that come out now where they're like, well, the government has basically confirmed that there are aliens.
They didn't actually confirm it.
Yeah, and
I saw that thing. He had no evidence to back it.
Yeah. But just how like unfazed we all are. That's the part that makes me giggle, is that we're all like, yeah, and can I afford a house yet? Oh, well, no.
Health insurance. All we want is health insurance.
Yeah.
Literally all we want is health insurance. I don't think, no, not a moon hotel.
No.
We don't need that, Elon Musk. We need health insurance. We need fucking health insurance. Nobody needs anything other than health insurance.
Yes. Like, make that happen first. And then you build your moon hotel and I'll shake your hand. But just
I will never touch Elon Musk.
Well, you don't mean what are the odds? But if he can make it so here, everyone can have healthcare and it's accessible and good. Then
That's not his name.
Then no, but then build your weird.
I'm trying to find the professor. It says Avi Loeb, but that's not it. It's a different one. Now there's another Harvard professor. Dead. Oh, I should put dead Harvard professor in front of it.
Yep, put dead in there. See what it says.
The psychiatrist, gray alien, Mack, John E. Mack.
Oh, okay.
I was like, it's an easy name. It's something like 4 letters, like Cook or Book. Or, Mac.
And what was it was like 4 episodes. What was it called?
Encounters. It's on Netflix. So I watch documentaries during the day when I work. I also listen to books, but I mostly watch documentaries when I work. And so I'm always looking for something new to watch. And I'll text men that I'm currently talking to at the moment or whatever. And I'll be like, I just started something on who is the guy? Epstein. I just started a documentary on Epstein. I don't think he's a good guy. I'm getting bad vibes. And he's like, okay. I'm like, let's see where this plays out. Maybe he'll kill himself.
Maybe.
I don't think
Who knows.
Maybe he won't kill himself. Maybe he'll just die mysteriously.
As one does. Happens all the time.
So it does. So yeah, I just watch documentaries during the day. And so I'm always, because I like to learn things that aren't my job. And but yeah, this one kind of like I was like, oh shit. Because I was gonna watch it as like, yeah, sure, I'll watch something on aliens, whatever. I watched this whole thing on all kinds of stuff. I'm like, whatever, I'll watch it. But yeah, I was like, oh shit.
I'm going down the rabbit hole.
They're presenting evidence.
Oh.
God damn it.
I love evidence.
I love evidence. Oh no. Yeah. And everything. I don't see why not.
No,
I don't think all of the people are telling the truth. But I also watched this video on a haunted house once. I didn't believe that, but they were doing it from a place of that it was true. But there's this baseball that was like in the middle of the stairs, and then it like rolled down the stairs when no one was touching it. It just happened. It was on camera. And so they had all these experts come in and they were like measuring and stuff, and they couldn't figure out why the baseball rolled down the stairs. But I don't care. And that's not enough to prove that there's ghost. So I don't believe that one. But the aliens.
Yeah, I can buy it. Like
I could buy it. Yeah.
I don't really. I mean, it's, which is a little bit of like you can't prove that it doesn't exist. So therefore, which, is a little bit of a logical fallacy in and of itself. But
yeah.
I feel like there's a line between where this is bad thinking and just like, there's no possible way for us to know all of these things. So I'm going to leave the option open.
So honestly, okay. So here's the thing. Aliens could be coming from the oceans. That's not on the show. That's me. Because we have explored so little of the ocean.
Oh, 100%. 100%. There's got to be ridiculous shit down there.
Absolutely.
And I want to see it so bad.
Me too. Me too.
Like, come on.
So, but yeah, that's like all kinds of stuff. Like, we don't know half of what's on this planet. We don't know anything about whatever. And so I'm reading The 3-Body Problem, which is also probably adding to my conspiracy about aliens. So, which you should read. Everybody should read it. It's going to be a Netflix show coming soon.
Ooh, okay.
It's actually, so the first book was interesting and is it really interesting. I'm in the second book. It's a trilogy and it's hard to get into, but it's such an interesting concept. You can see he's kind of setting it up for whatever's happening in the third book. So kind of want to see where they're going with this.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah. That's, I will tell you, like, and it's not even a spoiler because I'm pretty sure they said it in the trailer, but No One Will Save You is an alien horror movie. So, I mean, really, we're on track.
So and now I believe in aliens. So this is perfect.
Yeah. and I'll see
Maybe
how this.
Jesus was just an alien. I'm Christian now too. Sorry.
Oh, wow, that was fast.
I know.
So honored to be here for your rapid change of heart.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
This is a very special moment.
This is our episode is a very Christian October.
It's a very Christian abduction here on
Very
Secular
Christian
Soup.
abduction. That's awesome.
Yes.
So, before we end, because it's been about an hour, do you
Oh,
have any parenting tips or alien tips?
I
'Cause those are
mean,
the two.
yeah,
Sometimes-
alien tips. I mean, like, who's to say you haven't met one already? I mean, I figure you just
So
gotta
alien tips. I would
Yeah.
just tell people to, like, keep your anus cleared, like, just in
Yes.
case.
Yeah.
Just wherever,
You know?
whenever you go out, just it's like when
Yes.
you wear clean underwear because you don't know if you're gonna
Exactly.
die. You just,
Exactly. Yep.
just
Just
a quick,
good
just a quick,
good
just a quick-
hygiene.
just a quick flush. Just
Yeah.
clean it
Good
out.
hygiene's a great idea in general, but
hygiene.
especially for aliens.
Right.
Also a good tip for parenting as well. Like, make your kids the
It's
clean kids.
surprising how often that comes into play.
Oh my gosh. I still am saying, like, I don't want you to be the stinky kid. Please go take a shower.
Oh, I thought you were talking about flushing your anus, but I was like,
Oh, no, but
that keeps you from becoming a parent.
ugh, yeah. Yeah, that's a moment in and of itself. And as far as parenting advice goes, is like learn to laugh at yourself. Because if you can't laugh at you,
Yeah.
you're gonna fuck up. We all gonna.
And honestly, just treat your kids like they're human.
Yes. Humans. Humans.
They're humans.
People who
And
are
they have
having
autonomy and they have
Yes.
feelings and they do not always have to be perfect and follow the rules because you're not perfect and follow the rules.
No,
I don't
their
understand that.
No, their experience is just as like nuanced and complex as ours,
Yeah.
regardless of whatever level they understand it to be at based on their, age and development and all of that stuff. So just treat them like people.
They're
And
people.
laugh at yourself because you're gonna stumble and mess up. And if you can't laugh at that, you just gotta.
If I don't laugh, my kids will laugh at me anyway. So either way, I'm
Yes.
gonna get laughed at.
So laugh along. Laugh along because it
Yeah.
makes it better. And then they like
Exactly.
you more. Or at least mine do. So
My kids like me, they just pretend like they don't.
I mean, yeah. You
They-
get that.
It's so funny because their friends all like me. And
Of course they do.
they're like, "Oh, can we go?" They're like, "But I want to tell your mom this." They're like,
Stop talking to my
Stop.
mom.
And then, so my daughter, she's so cute. She's like, "Oh my gosh, my friend's mom is the coolest mom." So I met her, and she was
Mhm.
super nice. And she's like, "I love you so much. We're new best friends, and here's my number, and blah blah blah." And my daughter was like, so annoyed that the cool mom thought I was cool. It's so much better now because my kids are all older, and so their friends are usually the quirky, queer, liberal-leaning kids.
Love that.
It's so much better because back when they were like kindergarten through 5th grade-ish, 6th grade, I'd walk into a classroom and I just knew the lady handing out business cards with the scripture on it was who my daughter was wanting to go hang out with, her kid. And so I have so many of those people on my Facebook friends because that's who my kids were friends with during their formative years.
Yeah.
And they're super nice ladies who, John 3:13 or whatever they are. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's now I walk in, I'm like, awesome. It's the lady with the tattoos. Awesome.
Yes. Thank goodness.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. In my daughter's kindergarten class, I still joke about it. Like there was a couple people like moms of color. There was like an Indian mom. There was like a gay couple. And no, there's this lady that was literally, she was like, "Oh my gosh, here's my business card." It was like a Bible quote. I was like, fuck. Why not literally any of them? I get along with all of them.
Yeah.
No. Okay. It's the
Of
business card.
course.
Cool.
Of
Cool.
course.
Okay. Great. It's Whitey McWhite mom with her business card. Her name was literally Becky. And I was like, awesome.
Great.
Okay. Great.
Thanks.
Great. And I was like, "So are you still friends?" "No, we're not friends." I'm like, "Oh, that's It's unfriending.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's a shame.
What an unforeseen
That's
circumstance.
unforeseen. That is super, super totes sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but now I'm glad that they're actually like, my kids are like more cognizant of their friends being like people that share a lot of the same beliefs and values as them.
Yeah.
And not the people that go to church 17 days a week or whatever. So, yay.
So hooray.
Hooray.
Hooray for forming cool values.
Exactly.
I love it.
All right. Well, thank you for talking to me tonight.
Thanks for talking to me. We really can't peak after aliens came into this. So, I mean, like, it's not going to get better. We got to call it.
Seriously. Like, I did not want to believe. I watched it. I was like snort laughing at the beginning of the first episode because this guy's like so typical, like Southern dude in like rural Texas. And he's like, they came over there and I saw him and I was on my porch drinking a beer. I was like, of course you were.
Of course.
And then they're like, this guy was spotted here. And then these spotted here. And then they had like 17 corroborating people. Whoa. And then they're like, oh, and then we found the data from the FFA that was released that matched his account. I was like, fuck.
Dang it.
God damn it. That's exactly what corroborating evidence is.
Son of a biscuit.
I don't want to believe this guy. And now I want to go down to the city and see the place where the aliens were. And it's not that far from me.
That sounds like a great little afternoon drive.
Thank you.
Do it.
Well, now you're just encouraging my bad behavior.
Yeah, like, I mean, really, I don't know why in the world else you would have me around if not to do that, honestly. Fair.
I need to go visit you in person so you could just encourage my bad behavior in person.
Yeah.
And then Amy's like talking about your grilled cheese, and I don't care. I just want drinks. I'll just
come up here for that. It's 50 degrees. It's great. Come.
I mean, it's 72 now. It's basically winter. It's balmy.
Pretty much the same.
So cold.
Who doesn't love 72?
It was 50 this morning.
Ooh, look at you.
So, okay. I have to confess something before we go. Real quick. My roommate was watching a football game, which is fair.
American or European?
American. It was NFL. So I walk out and I don't judge. People can like football. It's fine. So I walk out and the management's hoodies are so nice. I have Googled them and found out where they purchased them from. And now I want them, even though I don't like sports ball. I don't watch any sports at all. But those hoodies look so nice and so soft. Yes. And they have rainbows on them.
Now I want one.
They're $85 a piece, though.
God, of course they are. Send me the link.
And you can pick the team, and I don't care. I was like, I don't know. Miami has a dolphin. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know the teams.
I just used to like the Tigers because I like tigers, and orange is my favorite flavor of candy.
It's Bengals, isn't it?
I think so.
Tiger. I don't even know football, and I know more than that.
Good job.
So, yeah. So now that I feel a little ashamed and kind of dirty, but I will send you the link so you can also feel dirty and ashamed because I think you like that, you dirty girl.
So dirty.
I know. Oh, man. So anyway, thanks for talking to me.
Thanks, friend. I'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks to all of you motherfuckers who put up with the Amy's droning on week after week. If you enjoy their delightful bitchcraft, please follow them on all of the social medias and send them all of your money on Patreon or PayPal. You can find them on these platforms by using the Google machine. It's not hard. If you want to bitch with other fans about the show, join the Secret Soup Talk Facebook group. If you want to tell Amy and Amy to fuck off personally, you can send an email to secularsouppodcast@gmail.com, although it may go unanswered. Please rate and review the show on iTunes, Facebook, and wherever else you can review things like this. It will help spread the soup gospel far and wide. And hey, text someone right now. Tell your friends. As always, we'll leave you with the vocal stylings of Mr. Eli Bosnick.
Secular soup creed. Soup is the ultimate virtue. It's delicious, nutritious, patriarchy smashing, racism fighting, warm and fuzzy, human affirming, fun having, anti-theist, glitter throwing, tummy satisfying, pair of new shoes fulfilling, diversity seeking, happiness. Minestrone, beef and barley, chicken broth and split pea, gazpacho, tomato, clam chowder and potato, chicken noodle, beef noodle, egg drop and ramen cup, miso, gumbo, leek and pho. Grab a bowl and taste the magic. Slurp even this.